Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio, the home of the most famous college football team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. As today we've got a big matchup between interconference rivals, between the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are making their way out to the field right now, and also Big Ten opponent, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We've got a good game in store for you, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. You're not going to want to miss it. Ohio State will be in the scarlet, and Nebraska will be in the white. And Ohio State will receive the opening kickoff from the 3-yard line, and he'll get brought down. So Ohio State will start on their own 20-yard line. And a handoff there to Quinshawn Judkins, and he gets a nice little carry there for 7. It'll bring up 2nd and 3. As we do have some spreadsheets up today with the rosters from both teams, so I should be able to call out some names today. Howard again hands it off to Judkins. He'll go right, and he'll end up getting back to the line, but that's about it. It's now 3rd and 3 for the Buckeyes. So Ohio State comes up to the line. That's Henderson in the backfield with Howard. He'll hand it off to Henderson. And Henderson will push forward for a gain of 4. And that's enough for an Ohio State first down. As Travion Henderson gets his first carry of the day, pushes it right up the middle and gets just enough for the first down, keeping this opening drive alive. 3 receivers on the top of your screen. Handoff goes to Judkins. He'll go up the middle for a gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7. And the Buckeyes looking to get something going here on this first drive. Haven't looked bad, but they are starting a little slower than usual, but they also have not thrown the ball yet. So we'll see when they get into the pass game. Howard again, hands off to Judkins, who gets a nice gain of about 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 for Ohio State. And the Buckeyes are rolling on their own 39-yard line. Really running this clock down as we only have 6-minute quarters. Here we go, 3rd and 2. Handoff up the middle to Judkins. He'll get hit. He breaks a tackle, but he won't break the second one. He'll lose 2 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th and 4. A nice play defensively there by number 33, Javin Wright, the middle linebacker for Nebraska, to make the tackle. And the punt is away. And it'll be fair caught at the Nebraska 23-yard line. Now Nebraska coming up to the line. They start on their own 23. Raiola hands it off. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. That was Gabe Irvin Jr. on the carry for the Cornhuskers. So here we go, 2nd and 10. Dylan Raiola in the backfield. Oh, and my God, the play is blown up immediately by number 91, Tyleik Williams, the defensive tackle for the Buckeyes. What a big man, and it's now 3rd and 12 for the Cornhuskers. One man in the backfield that looks like Gabe Irvin Jr. Raiola fires left. Big reception by number 19, Jalen Lloyd. And he'll get a big first down for the Cornhuskers. And the Cornhuskers are in business here, starting this drive. So here we go, first down and 10. And Raiola passes left. That's to number 4. The reception on the play was made by number 4, Jamal Banks for Nebraska. So here we go. 2nd and 1 for the Cornhuskers after that 9-yard gain. He'll hand it off up the middle to number 22, Gabe Irvin Jr. He'll get about a gain of 4 or 5. It'll be a first down for the Cornhuskers. And they switch sides of the field. They are on the Ohio State 49-yard line after that carry. Tackle was made there by number 6 left outside linebacker Sonny Styles for the Buckeyes. Gabe gets another carry up the middle. He gets taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10 for the Cornhuskers. And we should be able to get at least one more play out before the end of this first quarter. Depends on what happens on this play. Got one receiver on top of the screen. Motion. That's number 4, Jamal Banks on the motion. And Gabe gets a nice carry for a gain of 8. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. And that takes us to the end of the first quarter. At the end of 1, we're still deadlocked at 0. But we're having a good game here at the Horseshoe in Columbus. Here's your team stats through the first quarter. No passes by Ohio State on that opening drive, which really surprises me. So here we go, 3rd and 2. Nebraska lining up. Gabe Irvin Jr. in the backfield. Play action. And a throw. And he's going to step out of bounds just short. The catch was by the tight end, number 88, Carter Nelson. He made a nice play on the ball, but steps out at the line to gain, and it's 4th and inches. What will Nebraska do here? Oh my, they're going to go for a big field goal here. For 56 yards, kick is up, and it's good! The Cornhuskers get on the board! With a 56-yard field goal. What an amazing kick! And the Cornhuskers take an early lead. And so now the Ohio State Buckeyes will take back over on offense. 5:28 left in this first half. Buckeyes will catch it from their own 3. They will take it out. That's number 4, Jeremiah Smith. So the Buckeyes will start from their own 17-yard line. There's a handoff to Judkins up the middle. And that's for a gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6. Nice little carry up the middle there by Quinshon Judkins. So here we go, 2nd and 6. Howard in the pocket, gets flushed out, and he goes down! John Bullock, number 5 for the Cornhuskers. The outside linebacker with a big 2-yard sack. And that'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Ohio State Buckeyes offense. John Bullock, that right outside linebacker. Makes a big play. So here we go, 3rd and 8 for the Buckeyes. Howard steps back inside his own 10, fires left. Oh, and it's dropped by Trevion Henderson. And this crowd is not happy with their Buckeyes.
Once you get them behind the sticks, you can mix up your coverages, really affect the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of what the offense is trying to do.
And so now the Buckeyes will have to punt it away. That's a nice punt. It's caught at the 39-yard line, sorry. And it's actually fair caught there. So Nebraska will take over. And here comes the Ohio State crowd. Gabe Ervin Jr. gets a nice carry up the middle for a gain of 5. It's now 2nd and 5 for the Cornhuskers. I'm trying to keep up over here with my spreadsheets, but it's not really working that well. All right, here we go. 2nd and 5, Cornhuskers from their own 44. They'll hand it off to Gabe again. He gets hit immediately, and a big hit by number 91. The defensive tackle, Tyleek Williams, making big plays today for the Buckeyes. His teammate had Gabe held up, and then in comes Tyleek Williams and just flattens Gabe Ervin Jr. So here we go, 3rd and 5 for the Cornhuskers. Raiola gets it off, he's hammered, and it's out of bounds, it's incomplete. It's 4th and 5, a 3-and-out for Nebraska. As Raiola had time, but then the pocket kind of collapsed, and he was just able to get the ball off before getting hit, but he still took a big hit, and that punt is skyrocketed. It'll be fair caught at the 19-yard line. 1st and 10, Ohio State. And that's a keeper by Howard. He's going to get flattened by number 2. But he does get a gain of 1. And so it'll now be 2nd and 9 for the Buckeyes. Oh, and a big shift here by the offense. You got 3 receivers on the top of the screen, 1 on the bottom. Howard steps back. He'll fire left. And it's a nice catch for a first down, just barely, by number 2, Emeka Egbuka, one of the top receivers on this very talented offense. And he gets just enough for the first down and is able to make a diving catch to stay in bounds. And that there will take us to the 2-minute warning. And Nebraska leads it 3-0. So here comes Ohio State, 1st and 10 on their own 29. That's Trevion Henderson in the backfield with Will Howard. Howard steps back. He'll fire left. It's Egbuka. No, it's not. It's dropped by Carnell Tate. Nice defense there by the Cornhuskers. That was not Emeka Egbuka on that play there. That's my bad. That was Carnell Tate, the freshman wide receiver, very highly scouted at Ohio State. Play action. Pass over the middle. Big play. That there is Emeka Egbuka. As you can tell, as he gets the big gain for a huge first down into Nebraska territory. It's 1st and 10 on the Nebraska 44. And the Buckeyes are rolling. And we had a hurry up here. Late hurry up, but it's a hurry up. Single backfield, nobody in the backfield with Will Howard. 2 receivers on both sides. Fires right. And it's caught by Carnell Tate. And he'll fall down before he goes out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Or they are going to call him out of bounds. That's my bad. They do call him out of bounds. So it'll be a gain of 4. Clock stops at 1.5 left in the first half. And I believe Nebraska gets the ball to start the second half. Howard, single backfield. Fires left. It's caught by number 88, the tight end, G. Scott Jr. And what a big play as he gets the Buckeyes into the red zone at the Nebraska 16-yard line for an Ohio State first down. And now Quinshawn Judkins in the backfield with Will Howard. And he'll fire right. And it's caught! And he gets in! Touchdown, Buckeyes! Caught by number 4, Jeremiah Smith, from 16 yards out. The freshman, Jeremiah Smith. And I think earlier I said it was Carnell Tate. That's my bad. It's Jeremiah Smith. That's the freshman that's very highly scouted at Ohio State. And he's actually predicted to be the best wide receiver to ever come out of Ohio State. And that first touchdown of the game, I think, might prove a little bit of his point there. The extra point is up and good. So Ohio State, after falling down 3-0, they come back and they're up 7-3 with 1:20 left in this first half. Don't go away, as we'll be right back to the Horseshoe. Nebraska receives the kick at their 2-yard line. It will come out, and he'll get taken down at his own 18-yard line. So the Cornhuskers have 1:17 to work here and to drive the ball 82 yards. Raiola fires right. He's got a man, and he's taken down. That was number 18, the wide receiver Isaiah Nayer, for a 7-yard gain at 2nd and 3 from their own 24. Raiola in the pocket. Plenty of time. Fires deep. Left side. Almost picked, but it's dropped. Almost a huge interception by this Ohio State secondary, but it's dropped. So Raiola will get another chance, and it's 3rd and 3 for the Cornhuskers from their own 24. One man in the backfield, that's Gabe Irvin Jr. Raiola fires left side. Big catch. I want to say that was Jalen Lloyd. No, Malachi Coleman. I believe that was Malachi Coleman on the catch there. Couldn't really see the number. So here we go. 1st and 10 on their own 39. Raiola gets hammered, but he gets the ball off over the middle to his halfback, Gabe Irvin Jr., for a huge gain. And it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Ohio State 45. So big play there for Nebraska, as Raiola got hammered pretty much immediately after he got rid of the ball. And a little bit of a late hurry up here. But Raiola gets his team to the line and fires over the middle again. And a big play there by number 24. That's their starting tight end, Thomas Fedone II. And it's another big Nebraska first down on the Ohio State 25. Clock running under 30 seconds left in this first half. Nebraska is in field goal range. They take their time getting to the line. We're at 25 seconds. Raiola fires. Middle. Caught. Oh, no, it's dropped. Huge hit by the Ohio State defense. Forces the ball free. And it was almost kind of like Ohio State's touchdown. If he would have held on to the ball, he would have definitely crossed the plane. So clock stops, 22 seconds. They have a quarter of the field to drive to the end zone. They got one timeout remaining. Raiola feels the pressure, and he's going down! A double sack! Raiola fires left, and it's out of bounds. That double sack, the play before, was by the left end, number 33, Jack Sawyer, and the right end, number 78, Tyler Bourne. I was having some trouble finding them on my list here. I did find them. Nebraska calls their final timeout, 4th and 21. 13 seconds on the clock, and the kick is up. The field goal is good. And it seems like Nebraska has finally found themselves a kicker. That snap was from the 36-ish. So that makes it about a 53-yard field goal. He made a 56-yard field goal on Nebraska's first drive of the game. So Ohio State will get the ball on the kickoff with 10 seconds remaining, depending on if they return the kick or not. If they return the kick, they'll probably get a snap with like 7-8 seconds on the clock. And he'll catch this one at the 10, a little bit of a shorter kick. And he'll get taken down. That was number 4, Jeremiah Smith. And it looks like the Buckeyes are just going to take a knee and take this into halftime. And they are. The Buckeyes lead it 7-6 at half. And we got a good game in store. Very defensive game. So here's your team stats for the first half. As it's 7-6 Ohio State. Both teams playing fairly even here though, as both teams had, I believe, 2 or 3 full drives. Been a fairly clean game. No penalties yet, so. Oh, and then we'll see. Okay, so Nebraska does get the ball to start the game, the second half. He'll catch it on his goal line, and a big return. Whoa, big hit there by number 32. Sends him backwards. So here we go. 1st and 10 Nebraska from their 17. Raiola hands it off to Gabe Irvin Jr. And he'll fight his way forward for a gain of 2. It's 2nd and 8. Sorry, 2nd and 8. For the Cornhuskers. They get the ball to their own 19-yard line. So, I mean, you are a little tight for space. Not terrible, but you definitely know that you got that goal, that end zone to your back. Oh, and a pass almost intercepted by number 10, Denzel Burke. But instead it hits him in the hands and falls to the ground. Raiola fires just over the middle. That's to his receiver, number 18, Isaiah Nair. And he gets to the line to gain, but is just short. It's 4th and inches. And 4th and inches. Oh, and the Cornhuskers are going to pawn it. I mean, I guess I get it because, I mean, they're right. I mean, they're pretty far in their own territory, but you got to play aggressive there, I think. Oh, wow, big play. Caught by number 1. Quinshawn Judkins, the halfback, for a big play. So here comes Ohio State with a late hurry up, I guess, to the line. Howard making moves. He'll hand it off to Judkins. He'll go right. And he gets a nice gain of 6 yards. It's 2nd and 4. Nice carry there by Quinshawn Judkins, moving the ball and forcing his way through the line. And that'll put Ohio State on the Nebraska 39-yard line. Just approaching the 3.5-minute mark left in this third quarter. Play action. Howard fires. Middle. Big catch. Diving catch by number 4, the freshman, Jeremiah Smith. What a grab by that young man. And that's another big first down for the Buckeyes on the Nebraska 22. They are just 2 yards away from the red zone. So here we go, 1st and 10, Ohio State. Under 10 seconds on the snap clock. Howard fires left. Big catch there by number 88, the tight end, G. Scott Jr. And the Buckeyes are rolling as they've got it 1st and 10 on the Nebraska 10-yard line. And it looks like they can still get a first down without scoring. But I mean, you gotta like just barely. I mean, you gotta be like an inch away from the goal line. Hand off to Quinshawn Judkins. He actually goes backwards, but does not lose a full yard. So it'll be 2nd and 10 on the 11-yard line. He went backwards, but he didn't lose a complete yard or a full yard. So it's still 2nd down with 10 yards to go. So here we go. Buckeyes need at least something on this play. Howard fires left. Big catch by Emeka Egbuka. He's just short of the end zone. They do give him the 1st and goal, though. Just as I was saying, you got to be an inch short of the end zone to get it. And he was less than an inch short of the end zone, and he got it. Look at this play. It looked like he got in right there. And look how close it is to the goal line. The Buckeyes line up for 1st and goal. Howard passes on the screen to Henderson, and he's in! Touchdown, Buckeyes! Trevion Henderson, with about an inch to go, gets the pass off the screen and takes it into the end zone for the Buckeyes. It looked like Howard was going to roll left and scramble, but then he found Henderson waiting there for him and decided to dump it off. And so Ohio State will extend their lead. Here's the extra point. Hold is good. Kick is up and also good. So this makes it 14-16 14-6 Ohio State. They lead by 8 with 1:14 left in this 3rd quarter. So Nebraska really needs a good drive here. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie things up. They'll catch it at their own 3. He'll get a decent return coming up here. He'll get to the 19. And look at this offensive line just stacked up here for the Cornhuskers. He'll hand it off to Gabe Irvin Jr. And he gets a nice 9-yard carry on the first play. It'll be 2nd and 1. Nice hard run through the middle of the line, which we've seen a lot of that this game so far by both teams. And another big stacked offensive line here for the Cornhuskers. One receiver at the top of your screen. And another handoff to Gabe Irvin, but he's going to get stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 1. And he gets tackled for a loss by number 30 for Ohio State. Cody Simon, the middle linebacker, with an amazing play for the Buckeyes. And here we go, big 3rd and 2 here. Looks like they might run it again. Handoff up the middle, Gabe Irvin, and he's got a hole! Oh, he gets caught up by number 10 for Ohio State, which is the cornerback Denzel Burke. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Here's your team stats after 3. The Buckeyes lead at 14-6. But Nebraska is driving. They have the ball in their own 41. And now for this last quarter of the game, Nebraska will drive left. Ohio State will drive right. There's motion on the play. Screen pass out to Gabe Irvin on the left. And a big hit takes him down after a gain of 8. That'll bring up 2nd and 2. Gabe Irvin's been having a nice day for Nebraska. Receiving, he's had a couple big catches, and he's been good on the ground today as well. His big hit was made there by number 2 for Ohio State. That is their right outside linebacker, Court Williams II. Oh, Dillon gets nailed on a speed option, but he gets the ball tossed to Gabe, and they get a 1st down at the Ohio State 46, but Dylan Raiola got hammered. And if you saw my last video, it was BGSU at Penn State. That's how BGSU scored their first touchdown. Penn State ran that play, and they hammered Drew Aller as he went to toss it, and he threw it 20 yards backfield. Oh my God! A big sack by the man who's been having his name said all day, the defensive tackle, number 91, Tyleik Williams, takes down Dylan Raiola. What a huge play. But just as I was saying, that last episode that we covered was BGSU at Penn State. Penn State ran that play, and Drew Aller couldn't get the toss off. and instead of tossing it to his running back, he tossed it 20 yards backfield, and it was picked up and taken back for a scoop and score, and we get an injury timeout as Gabe Irvin Jr. is down for the Cornhuskers after he gets a 1-yard gain there on 2nd and 12 or 2nd and 18. So it's now 3rd and 17. Nebraska needs a big play here, and you really don't want to have to give the ball back to Ohio State here. You want to get something on the board. Oh my God! And he got rushed immediately. Gets it off to number 4, Jamal Banks. But it's only for a 3-yard gain, and there you could see Dylan Raiola holding his hip. And it's 4th and 14 for the Cornhuskers. They're going to have to get rid of this ball, especially with their starting quarterback hurt now. They got to give him a little bit of a rest. No pressure. The kick is off, and he'll just kick it out of bounds. Ohio State will get it on their own 28-yard line. They've got 4 minutes and 7 seconds to run off this clock. Motion by a receiver on the top of the screen. Howard over the middle to Emeka Egbuka. Or no, that's not Egbuka. That's my bad. That is not Emeka Egbuka. That was Jeremiah Smith, the freshman, again with another big play. So 2nd and 1. Howard making moves. Quinshawn Judkins in the backfield. And Egbuka on the audible. And did he get the first? He did. He barely got the first on a jet sweep. Emeka Egbuka gets the ball on a jet sweep, and he fights his way through the middle of the line and just barely gets the first down. This will take the clock under 3 minutes left in the game. Remember, Nebraska does get the free timeout with the 2-minute warning. Howard hands it off. Quinshawn Judkins up the middle. He'll get a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. The Buckeyes will have to snap one more play before the 2-minute warning, as there's about a 5-second difference between the snap clock and the game clock. About 5.5 seconds. Howard hands it off to Trevion Henderson, and he only gets a gain of 1. A nice play there by number 3 for Nebraska. Or maybe it was number 33, I'm not sure. I thought I seen just a 3, but I'm not sure. There's a handoff to number 40, the fullback Ryan Wesley, but he gets stopped in the backfield. So Nebraska calls their first timeout. It's 4th and 6. So Ohio State will have to punt this ball away. Nebraska will get the ball back with 1:56 and 2 timeouts. They trail by 8. Punt is caught at their own 11-yard line. So Nebraska has to drive 88 yards with 1:51 on the clock. And here comes this Ohio State crowd. Raiola steps back. Oh my God, he gets taken down at his own 1-yard line by guess who? Number 78, the right end, Tyler Bourne, gets into the backfield, makes an amazing play for the Buckeyes. The senior defensive right end. That's his 2nd sack of the game. And that'll put the Cornhuskers at their own 2-yard line on a 10-yard sack. And that right there is a worse start to this drive that the Cornhuskers could have. 2nd and 20 on your own 2-yard line. Down by 8. This crowd, electric. Raiola fires right side. Incomplete. Nice defensive play there by number 10, Denzel Burke, the star cornerback for the Ohio State Buckeyes, as he's had his name said several times today. And it's now 3rd down. 3rd and 20 from their own 2. The Cornhuskers need a lot. Raiola over the middle, intercepted! And the Buckeyes are going to seal this game up. Intercepted by number 2, the free safety, Caleb Downs. The game is not over yet. Nebraska still has 2 timeouts. But Ohio State gets the ball on the Nebraska 16-yard line. As long as they don't turn the ball over, this should be the ball game. As Caleb Downs comes up and makes a great play, minute and 11 on the clock. Nebraska's got 2 timeouts. So they've got to force a turnover here. Handoff to Quinshawn Judkins. First timeout for Nebraska. Quinshawn gets about 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8. They get it to the Nebraska 15. This one goes to the fullback. He's got space on the left side, and he gets taken down by number 33. Javin Wright, the middle linebacker. It'll be 3rd and 4 after a nice 6-yard gain, or a nice 4-yard gain. That's my bad. The fullback, number 40, Ryan Wesley, on that carry. So no timeouts remaining for Nebraska. Howard keeps it, and he gets hammered. He stays on his feet, and he gets taken down by number 2 and by number 33. He gets taken down. And on 4th and 4, here comes the field goal. If it's good, the game is over. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. The kick is good. And Ohio State grabs an 11-point lead with under 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Good night, Nebraska. And this Ohio State crowd is loving what they've seen today. But I'm sure Nebraska's fans have also liked what they've seen, as they didn't play bad today at all. Just a little outmatched. So they'll catch it at their own 5, and he'll take this all the way up to the 20-yard line. Nebraska's got 13 seconds to go 80 yards and get a touchdown, and then get an onside kick and get a field goal. And Raiola goes down again. Number 78, Tyler Bourne, the defensive right end, a 4-yard sack, and this game is over. Ohio State wins it with big defensive plays, 17-6. And now in real life, we've got this matchup coming up here on October 26th. And I have the opportunity to get to go to that game, so I will be rooting on my Buckeyes. But it should be a very good game. And don't go away, as we'll look at the stats here before we head off. Right there was the opening touchdown there by Jeremiah Smith for the Buckeyes. As we had a great game today. The score may not show it. 17-6 may look like it was a blowout, sort of. But in my opinion, I thought this was a really decent game. Okay, so let's take a look here. We'll go to our game stats. Ohio State won the first downs by with a difference of 11-7. They also won the total yards, 188 to 117. Ohio State had 18 rushes for 34 yards. Nebraska had 17 rushes for 10 yards. And Ohio State was 12 for 14 passing with 2 touchdowns. Nebraska was 10 for 17 with no touchdowns. And Nebraska had 107 passing yards. Ohio State had 154. On third down, Nebraska was 3 for 9, 33%. Ohio State was 1 for 5, 20%. And Ohio State won the red zone efficiency, as Nebraska did not get in the red zone this game, I do not think. No, because their 2 field goals that they had were 56 yards and 53 yards. Ohio State won the turnover battle. They forced an interception, and that was the only turnover this entire game. A very clean game, no penalties for either team, And then Ohio State wins the possession time battle by 57 seconds. They had the ball for 12:57, and Nebraska had the ball for 11:03. Or actually, I'm sorry, they won it by 54 seconds. Yeah, they won the possession time by 54 seconds. So let's take a look here at our player stats. Will Howard, 12 for 14, amazing day for him. 154 yards passing with an 85% completion rate and 2 touchdowns. As Dylan Raiola didn't have a bad day for himself. He was 10 for 7 with 107 yards, 58% completion rate, 1 interception, and a 99.9 quarterback rating. Rushing for Ohio State, Quinshon Judkins, 10 carries for 26 yards. And Will Howard, the quarterback, had 6 carries for 3 yards. And then Trevion Henderson had 2 carries for 5 yards. On the Nebraska side of the ball, Gabe Ervin Jr. had a really good day for himself. 13 carries for 45 yards, averaged 3.4 a carry. But Dylan Raiola had some trouble in the backfield as he went down several times. He is credited 4 carries for negative 35 yards and negative 8.7 average, as he went down several times in the backfield today. Receiving for Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, 4 receptions for 48 yards. And Jeremiah Smith, the freshman, had a day. 3 receptions, 42 yards, and a touchdown. G. Scott Jr., the tight end, had 2 receptions for 37 yards. Quinshon Judkins, the halfback, got himself a catch for 23. Carnell Tate had a catch for 4. And Trevion Henderson had a catch for not even half a yard that got Ohio State's second touchdown. For Nebraska, Gabe Ervin Jr., the halfback, had 2 catches for 24 yards. Jamal Banks had 2 catches for 12 yards. Isaiah Nair had 2 catches for 15 yards. Jalen Lloyd had 2 catches for 34 yards. Thomas Fadone II, the tight end, had 1 catch for 20 yards. Carter Nelson, tight end, had 1 catch for 2 yards. For Ohio State, Donovan Jackson, the senior left guard, number 74, had a sack. And for Nebraska, Bryce Benhart had a sack, the senior right tackle. And then also the junior left tackle, Teddy Prochazka, had 2 sacks on the defensive line for Nebraska. Let's see here. Caleb Downs, sophomore free safety, had an interception. Jack Sawyer, left end, senior, had a sack for Ohio State. Tyler Bourne had 2.5 sacks. Tyleek Williams had half of a sack. For Nebraska, John Bullock had a sack. Kicking, Jaden Fielding made the final score of the game with a field goal from 27 yards out to pretty much put the game on ice. And then for Nebraska, they had a couple real good kicks. Tristan Alvano had 2 field goal attempts, and he made both. A long of 56, and his other one was from 53, and he nailed them both. So it seems like Nebraska finally found themselves a kicker. And that's about it there. So here's your score, your box score for the game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. And if you've got any ideas of how I can make these little episode games better, let me know in the comments. But until next time, have a great week, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.